As the Marble Olympics march on, this event is not for the faint of heart. The collision, added wrinkle, if you will, by the presence of those fidget spinners off in the corners. Thunderbolts on your left, Team Primary on the right. The goal is to keep them on the white. And several immediately launched off hard hits there. Primary, that one on the far right, flirting with a couple of spinners. Can it keep it off? Oh, it needs to stay away from that bottom right. Oh, Tag Team knocks it off. As we take a look from the top here, you can see the strategy that goes into this event. You want a clean hit that keeps you in the center, but knocks all the other ones off kilter. And here's that final kind of tag team between those. Not good for Team Primary. They would have had the lead if that one could stay on. As it is, one apiece. Limers and Quicksilvers now. Ooh, solid collision up front. Oh my gosh, look at these. Several of them getting airborne. But look at the Limers. So far managing to keep all four on. Can they settle enough to hold on? And it looks like they will. Look at that. It was that solid collision up front that started to get the Quicksilvers off kilter. But look at the Limers flirting with the edges there. Oh, knocking those blocks off up at the top. But managing to stay on the board. Look at that. 4-1. 4-1 Limers over the Quicksilvers. Solid job for them. Thunderbolts are going again, this time against the Limers as well. Ooh, several of them just went straight through, launching off the course and even out of the arena. I hope they put catch fencing up for the fans up there. Oh, and two of the Limers just detoured straight off. A couple of the Thunderbolts going either way. Look at that ricochet. Oh, there you go. That's how the Thunderbolt. One of those launched straight off the course. The Fidget Spinner knocked it back up the ramp and actually launched it out of the arena. Hopefully everybody's okay over there. Now, Primary and the Quicksilvers. The spinners are going. Oh my gosh, there's always just so much chaos in this. But look at down here in the bottom right. Quicksilvers flirting with that bottom edge and now backing away from it. Ooh, both of those marbles are going to settle. And it looks like we will have a wash on this one. One apiece. Boy, it's amazing how those spinners really don't scrub off very much energy, even with the impacts. Quicksilvers and Thunderbolts now. They go head-to-head. Quick bounces off there. Oh, getting pinballed around. Ooh, actually, that one's going to clear the board, too, so we're going to have a complete wash on this one. 0-0. Thunderbolts, especially on the right there, nearly clean, getting bounded back and forth, but just caught the wrong corner of that block in the middle. If it would have hit on the inside, might have stayed in. Limers and Primary now. And pretty square on the impacts. Bounding back and forth. Looks like Limers is going to keep one on the left. And look at that one. Somehow not getting hit on that left side by the spinners. And Limers are going to take that. Oh, look at that. Undefeated in Group A. 3-0. Team Primary tied 2 and lost 1. As we look at Group B now. The Savage Speeders and the O-Rangers. Ooh, immediately clearing the board right away. Can the O-Rangers keep those couple on? They're going to flirt down here to the bottom part of the course. Ooh, and they just nudge against that bottom right spinner. Top left is actually stopped. It must have had quite a few impacts up there. The O-Rangers are going to win this one. Two of them just went off in opposite directions for the O-Rangers. Those middle two, look at that flirting with the top there and decides otherwise. No thank you. Chocolatiers and the Shining Swarm. They come through and actually miss most of each other. Shining Swarm actually got somebody right up to that ramp on the left-hand side. And that's actually not a bad strategy. How did they do it? Cleared the way and just let him drift right over there and come to a complete stop. Avoided the spinners altogether. And in the event that everybody went off the board, like this one, they have a guaranteed point. That may come back to help them. Savage Speeders and the Chocolatiers now. Good impacts and Chocolatiers hanging on. Oh no, everybody's gone. I was just about to say the Chocolatiers had a couple flirting in the middle there. There you see them, the last two left on the board. The yellow spinner teamed up with the two greens to knock that one off. And then the two greens took care of that final Chocolatier. The Rangers and the Shining Swarm. We'll see if the Swarm employ the same strategy this time. No, they can't. Ooh, Rangers, look at this, doing a pretty good job hitting off of each other. Oh, one of them goes off that upper right, but the two are going to settle on the left-hand middle of the board. and should stay relatively clean. A couple of them actually help each other. Look at that, getting airborne. One of those from the Shining Swarm lifted straight up over the board. Just that last bit up there at the top means that it won't be a 3-1 victory, just a 2-1 for the Rangers, who move to 2-0 in this group. Shining Swarm and the Savage Speeders. Two alliterative groups. Two groups that are also going to get 0 left on the course. Whew, that yellow spinner just deciding it's had enough of that. We'll go 0-0. Chocolatiers and the O'Rangers now. Can they remain perfect, the O'Rangers? They bounce off. Oh, it's not looking good for them this time. No, they won't. Savage Speeders will maintain 1 on the board. Let's see which one it was. I was the second one in line, I think, that just managed to arrest its momentum so quickly that it didn't get into the clutches of those spinners. Very important. Still, the O'Rangers and the Shining Swarm come out on top in that group. They will move on to the quarterfinals. Group C now. Momo and Galactic. And Team Momo subtly came through. One of them got launched right back up to the starting gates. My goodness, thankfully everybody... Oh, okay, and I thought they were actually going to keep each other on. But a little impact on that right-hand side bounded them both into the opposing spinners. So you'll see here, it's going to be these 2 marbles over on the right. There you go. That's the end one. That last little push where they collided with each other. Otherwise, I think they were both going to be safe. But it was not to be. A wash on that one. Oceanics and the Midnight Wisps in the gates. Left to right. Entering the arena, bounding back and forth. This might be a quick clean-off for either team. Oceanics are going to have all of them off the board. Midnight Wisps will get the victory. Actually, a little bit fortuitous for the Midnight Wisps there, getting a little bit of help. Ooh, flirting with that one. The Oceanics bouncing him right back into the middle. But that left Oceanic, that's going to cruise over into that yellow spinner and get launched off the board. Momo and Oceanics now. Solid impacts there, going back and forth. If you can utilize those middle blocks, that can help. Will Oceanics be able to stay off that green spinner? Close. Ooh, flirting with disaster. But they will maintain the lead with those 2 marbles. And a couple of them immediately getting launched right off the board. Well, with a little bit of help. But in the end, look at how close this came on that left side. Whew. Probably sweated some bullets on that one. I can't imagine that'll help his rolling either. Team Galactic, Midnight Wisps now. Galactic, Midnight Wisps. Galactic getting bounded back and forth. Will they be able to keep one on? Ooh, maybe. No. Nope. Oh, so close. Look at the distance traveled, especially for the Galactic marbles. Back and forth. Hard hit there. All the way across. Now back all the way across. Back all the way down. Off that middle one. Bounding off of it like a game of Pong right now. But it's that middle block they think was going to be their savior. Not so much. Coasting down into that green marble. 0-0. Wisps and Momo now. 5th of 6 matches in Group C. Oh, waiting for that one to settle. They've already got that one marble set off onto the left. Actually, wait a minute. We're getting word that Team Momo has an injury and will actually have to withdraw from this event. What happened here? Oh, there you can see it. A big chunk came off. Oh my goodness, that is a great concern to them. That may end up, oh, that hard collision. Team Momo injured and may not be able to compete and finish this event. In which case, we'll have to see how the remaining matches shake out. Oh, we hope for a quick recovery there. Galactic and Oceanics on this one. Oceanics now having 2 marbles in there. Can they keep it? Oh, no, they can't. Ooh, will they be able to keep that one? No. That Galactic is going to center right in the middle and settle down, and they'll come away with the victory. A lot of talk in the crowd going on right now about Team Momo. Definitely one of the fan favorites. That is just such a hard hit. I cannot believe that. That is probably the most solid or the strongest injury that we've seen in any of the Marble Olympics events. But then again, this is the risk. Momo is injured. They have withdrawn from this event. Midnight Wisps, by the way, and Team Galactic, they are tied, so both of them will proceed to the quarterfinals as there's no tiebreak. Midnight Wisps will be in that group. Mellow Yellow and Pinkies now. As we move on to Group D, we'll shake out the rest of it a little bit later on. Ooh, waiting for that last impact there. Nope. Zeros on the board for this one. And a couple of almosts there. How many yellow marbles at this point are still on the board? But they just couldn't hold on. Mellow Yellow, Pinkies, nada. All right, Jawbreakers and the Jungle Jumpers. Jawbreakers, boy, if there's any way to live up to their name, this might be the event to do it, but they're going to get all four off the board here. Will Jungle Jumpers be able to keep those two on, getting nudged by the spinners? One of them managed to avoid the edge. Will this last one? Oh, goodness. That's close. Oh, flirt with that spinner. Keep moving back to the center if he can. Oh, no. How many opportunities did he have to go off the board and still manage to stay on? I would love a slow-mo sequence just of that last marble. Back and forth. Let's see, which one is it? It's this bottom one in the center. It's going to work its way over there. We're not going to get a full view of it, but boy, what a job to hold on. If that was a timed event, that would have worked out pretty well. Mellow Yellow and the Jawbreakers now. Mellow Yellow in good shape. They've got two marbles settled off the ramp on the left side, and I think they will remain there. How did they get there? One of them just solid impact. It just puts the importance of that solid, straight initial impact. If so, you can either bounce one back or you can clear out the path ahead of you and settle one on the opposite side. In this case, that was a different strategy altogether, but they ended up settling one on this far left. Pinkies will win this event. And it's again that solid impact though, but it was not a clear-cut pathway because it bounded back off that center block, underneath the ramp, and just another nudge from that spinner. Now the Jungle Jumpers and Mellow Yellow, head-to-head again. Mellow Yellow trying to settle that one by the ramp like they've done. They actually have three on the board right now, but will it remain that way? Jungle Jumpers actually has two. Mellow Yellow will still come out as the victors. Just using that controlled chaos to their advantage. Look at that on the bottom there, that bottom left, knocking the block out but not going over the edge. Mellow Yellow, 2-3. The final match of Group D, Jawbreakers and Pinkies now. Down the ramps they go, making the impacts. Being bounded back and forth, Pinkies with one that just settled at the bottom of that ramp. But their competitor right next to them. So that'll be 1-1. Another tie. It's amazing when you hit that ramp. Watch here on the left. Boom. It just starts to slow you down enough that sometimes that can help you. Same thing here. Boom. Stops immediately. Jawbreakers and Pinkies. Oh, by the way, one of the marbles from the stands has apparently entered the playing field and is, oh my. Not quite what we'd call a streaker, but I'm being told that security is on it right now. And they've got it taken care of. Okay, well, please don't do that. We already had one injured. It's the last thing we need. Some yahoo from the stands to come rolling out. All right, Limers and Team Galactic in the quarterfinals. Limers, 2 on the top side. 3. Will they be able to maintain it? Hit that ramp? No, they won't. It's going to drift to the bottom, and it won't even knock a block out. So 3 on the board. Not bad at all. Use that center block can really slow down and take away some of that energy. Oh, and actually chipping your opponent off certainly helps too. There you can see it, Limers 3-0 over Team Galactic. That's pretty solid. Rangers and the Pinkies, they were pretty successful. Rangers were. Can they maintain that in the quarterfinals? Bounding back and forth, that one on the left there. Over and over and over. Will he be able to stay? He's going to come back, and that actually may be key. No, he's going to overdo it and roll right off the bottom. Oh, they had the tie and just couldn't hang on. Pinky's actually doing a heck of a job in the upper right there. One marble upper left, that one's going to knock it over, but stay briefly. Then you've got some of the chaos coming down here in the bottom. All of them creeping back to the middle. There you see it. Pinkies. I don't know if I'd call that an upset per se, but some of the crowd a little bit surprised by that. Very vocal are the Rangers fans. Primary and the Midnight Wisps now. Primary, all 4 on the board right now. Now down to 3. Midnight Wisps, they have 2, and it looks like Primary is going to settle on the left. in that triangle formation, something that they practiced in the run-up to this. And it's going to be good enough to get the victory in this round. Try to get back if you can. Get a little bit of help from the spinner. And then settle, settle, settle. 3-2 in quarterfinal C. Shining Swarm and the Mellow Yellows now, left to right respectively. Shining Swarm having 3 on the board. Look at Mellow Yellow, all 4 at this point. Down to 3, down to 2, down to 1. 1-1 now. Can they... Ooh, they hit each other. Trying to push them into the spinners. Is it going to work? Oh, look at the green. The green are working together. Those green spinners trying desperately. Shining Swarm holding on. Whew. That was a little frenetic. Back and forth they go. But it's these last couple of marbles. They're going to try to determine whether it's a win or a tie. Well, they were looking so good there, Mellow Yellows were. And it all came down. Look at this. Nudges the block out. 1, 2. Flirts. 3 hits. Stays there. 4 hits. 5. Shining Swarm managed to hold on. And we have a tie break on this one. Shining Swarm easily going to hang on. So they left those 2 on the board, resent the last 3. Shining Swarm maintained 2 of those 3, along with the one they already had on, and they will win 3-0. Quarterfinals is where you get the tie breaks. Yeah, Shining Swarm enjoying the course. It's as dangerous as it is. More power to you. All right, semifinal A, Pinkies and the Limers. Pinkies come down on the left. Limers holding on right now, 3-1 lead. Now down 2-1, 2-0. Flirting toward that fidget spinner that had so many impacts. The bottom left is actually stopped altogether. So too will the remaining marbles. Pinkies spread out to all corners immediately. Lost 3 marbles right off the bat. Fell into a 3-1 deficit. Then a 2-0 deficit, and that's where we will remain. Limers will be moving on. All right, spinners are back to spinning. Primary and the Shining Swarm. Shining Swarm, I think they've got a little momentum to them. But this looks like a tie. Those first 2 marbles apiece, each bounding immediately to the sidelines. All right, so we will have a tiebreak again. Leaving the 2 in the middle, reset the spinners. Off they go. The 3 hit, clear out again. Shining Swarm trying to hold on to those 2, and it's 2-2 right now. Oh, 2 of them exit immediately. This could be the game right here, and it is. Shining Swarm will move on. Let's see, which marble is it that ends up staying? Well, there's a couple of good candidates there. And it's the one that's just crossing the center line to the left right now. Settles underneath that left entrance ramp. And Shining Swarm, well done to them. Again, having that fun. I'm not sure anybody else has done that so far. Not sure anybody else wants to do that. Dangerous as that is. So there you see it. The Limers and the Shining Swarm will move on to the final. Pinkies and Team Primary in the consolation 3rd place match, which is off and running now. Oh, Pinkies immediately cleared out. Oh, but actually, the tides shift. Will Primary be able to hold on to that one? If it hits that gate, it should be good. Miss that green spinner up top, and it will. Watch these initial impacts just immediately causing chaos, sending 2 of the Pinkies right off, 3 at the bottom. At this point, all 4 primaries are up. Now they lose 2. Almost 2. One of them backed off that green spinner. Now they're down to 2. And there are 1 apiece for the team falling. That yellow spinner up top there had lost so much momentum it wasn't able to do enough damage. So there you go. Team Primary wins bronze. Well done to them. No time to celebrate. We move to the final. Limers and the Shining Swarm. Off they go. Limers immediately arresting 2 of them on the left. But Shining Swarm responds back, knocking one of them off, and Shining Swarm has 2 on the board. They saw that Limer settling on that ramp to the left. Look at the center block down there on the bottom. Also getting a little help from the ramp up top on the left. And there you go, the Shining Swarm. They are going crazy. Things just switched completely for them, and they gained all that momentum at the end, and it was enough to elevate them to the top of the podium in what turned out to be a very dangerous event. We'll give you some updates on Team Momo when we get them. But for now, congratulations to Shining Swarm. They now move up to the top there of this particular event. Now, the points for Midnight Wisps, Team Galactic, and Oceanics are based on the results against Team Momo. You'll have to read the description for details. As it is in the overall standings, a 1-point lead for Team Primary over Chocolatiers. Then you go back to Pinkies. Shining Swarm moves up to 4th, and the Midnight Wisps